the Streets here with the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, DJ SW1. Of course, you know him as Shawn Wayans, but I gotta call this brother, man, by his title, man, the original title. Brother Shawn Wayans, we thank you so much for being here today, man. We appreciate you, man. And you're looking good, man. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, brother. It's always good to be in legendary company, man. You've done things, you're beloved actor, man. You've done things all across the world. And man, I think one of my favorite projects by you, man, is definitely, man, by far the Wayans Brothers, man. I still watch that show to today, man, on HBO Max, man. So you dope. Appreciate you, man. First and foremost, gotta give you your flowers, man, for doing what you do, bro.
Thank you for the flowers, man. I appreciate that.
Always, man. So, Brother Shawn, talk to us, man. DJ SW1 is not just a title. That was you, and that was you in a living color. Talk to me about that time and how it felt to actually be in that DJ role in that special moment of that show.
It was a great time for me. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. You know, I just enjoyed myself, man. I was not only, you know, a participant, so I was the DJ on the show. I played the DJ on the show, but I got to watch the show come together. You know, I got to see him and Damon put that show together from scratch. And I was just like a kid in a candy store watching all that talent from, you know, Damon to Jim Carrey to Keenan, David, Tommy Davidson, Kelly Cofield, Kim Wayans, Crystal, Takia, Crystal, Takia,
yeah,
as well. It was just amazing. It was an amazing time for me. I had a lot of fun.
Yo, I've seen you, and I have to ask this question, man. When do you feel like you got bit with the music bug? You know, I don't know if a lot of your family members are actually DJs or you're probably the only one, but how did that music bug bite you, and what actually made you want to go into DJing?
Damon was the first DJ of the family. Damon,
wow, okay.
Damon gave me the bug. And on In Living Color, I was pretending to spin. I wasn't actually spinning on In Living Color. No, on In Living Color, I was because it was a tape show, so you can't, you know, do a live recording on a tape show. So I was recording anyway. And at that time, I wasn't really into DJing at that time. I became a DJ later on. But Damon gave me the bug. Damon used to blow the room up. He had speakers that he made out of speakers himself, and he was always throwing a party. He was always DJing in the room, and I used to sit there and watch him do his thing. So that's where it came from. And then when I got like 14 years old, he gave me his old DJ equipment, and I used to practice on there.
Incredible, man. Incredible. I think one of the most important things, man, that any kind of production is music, and you were, of course, behind that. So later on, of course, you moved into well, you were always an actor, but you got your chance to go on WB, man, and do the Wayans Brothers. Talk to me about that experience, man, for you and your brother to be on your own show and to be able to pick out characters, to be able to design the whole thing, and to actually like be funny and have, I think, 5 successful seasons, man.
That was an amazing time as well. I learned a lot on that as well. But this time it was all on me and Marlon's back. So we had to step up, and we were, you know, in our creative bubble, helping to come up with characters, come up with funny situations, and, you know, doing our acting, then having to perform it. And, you know, and we had to do that on a week-to-week basis. And it was crazy time, because in the beginning we hated it, because we didn't like the way our show was coming out. But as we got the right producers behind us, the show started to blossom and come together the way we wanted it to come together. So I say about the 3rd season, we really was doing the show that we wanted to do.
Incredible, man. It was an incredible moment, an incredible time to be a person who was witnessing it and watching it, man. I love 1 through 5, man. It was just sensational. And going back to, honestly, man, a lot of people, the public does not understand what it takes to actually write, create, and do all those things on a week-to-week basis. How hard, and for those up-and-coming actors and comedians and people and producers, how hard is it to actually sit down week to week and come up with these situations in your head?
It's very difficult, but we had a writing staff. We wasn't coming up with that by ourselves. So we had a writing staff, and we would collaborate with them, to come up with these different show ideas and execute it on a week-to-week basis. But it is very difficult,
Absolutely.
That's why it takes a whole crew to do it. But it's also fun at the same time.
Absolutely. Man, Shawn, in this day and age, it's hard to be a comedian because the word is very sensitive to a lot of things. Talk to me about how you have now transferred your comedic genius into this generation.
I still do my thing. Whatever that is, I just do me. And and they follow me, and they mess with me. So I'm grateful for that. But I just do my thing.
You're one of a kind with impressions, bro. I gotta let you know, like, you one of a kind. I think I remember seeing the video of you at the MTV, I forgot which awards it was. And you were just able to draw a whole reaction with the whole crowd. Did you always have that kind of presence when it came to the stage, or did you develop it?
I developed it. I worked on it. I studied people. I study whoever I'm going to do, and I try and find all the little funny quirks about them, and then I put it together. But that was me. You talk about me doing Chris Rock.
Yeah, that was Chris Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very hilarious. And of course, not to give your brother any other shine, man, but of course, God Loves Me is a comedy special about Chris Rock. So that's definitely hilarious, man.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem, bro. So Shawn, man, you're coming to St. Louis for the first time in your life. Well, I don't know if it's in your life, but your first time at the comedy show. Your first time in your life.
Yes.
How are you feeling about St. Louis? I don't know if you heard much about the city, man. It's an amazing city, by the way. I live here, but
I heard they love comedy, and I'm excited to bring my comedy set to St. Louis.
Absolutely, man. Talk to us. I don't know if you have anything. Are you a writer, or do you just come off the cuff with it, man?
I'm a writer. I put a show together for you. I know what I'm gonna do, and every now and then I'll ad lib some stuff that I wasn't planning on doing, and I'll play around with that, and then I'll go back to my set. But when people come out to these shows, they come in to laugh. So I want to put my best foot forward.
Absolutely, man. Shawn, going into your acting phase, you have been a part of some of the biggest productions, Scary Movie, White Chicks, all those things. Talk to me about that part of your life, and what was the most memorable thing about coming up with a presence, not a presence, but a collaboration, not a collaboration, I'm missing the word, but coming up with a series of movies like Scary Movie. What did that mean to you? And what did that mean to influence the culture the way you did?
Well, thank you for that. But Scary Movie was a one-off movie. We wasn't planning on doing a series of them. We was just planning to do one movie. But the one movie was so successful, we had to do a sequel. So that's how it ended up being a series of movies. It wasn't intended to be that at first. It was just one movie, one parody, and it turned out to be, they probably squeezed about five different movies out of that.
Yeah, man.
We only did the first two.
And once again, man, I believe parodies kind of started from the Wayans family, because after that, you've seen like a ton of parody movies just come out and in a blitz in the entertainment industry.
Well, we didn't start it. I mean, the genre has been around for years. The Zucker brothers came before us, and then Mel Brooks was way before the Zucker brothers. So those guys were in it heavy. But when we did Scary Movie, it did spawn a bunch of different parodies coming from every angle. Everyone was taking a shot at it. So it's not that easy to pull off.
No, it's not. It's not at all. You were mentioning some aforementioned comedians, and it brings me to ask the question: who are some of your biggest influences that helped you get into comedy?
Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, watching those guys, they inspired me to do stand up, and they did it on such a high level. They just make you want to work hard and get yourself together so that you could be funny too. Um, I grew up watching Abbott and Costello, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, all those old school cats. Let's see, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, Abbott and Costello, Bob Hope. Because Saturday morning they would play all of those movies, all those old school movies of those guys in a row. And me and Marlon used to just sit back and watch them and study them.
Incredible, man. Incredible. Shawn, when it comes to comedy, and like I said, you're a writer, what can people expect when they get to hear a set from you if they have not heard you do stand-up?
They could expect fun. I'm on stage for an hour. I give you my point of view on the world, funny different stories that have happened to me that I play out for you. Observations, very funny observations, and just a good time.
I believe, man, like you guys just understand, you guys being the Wayans family, you guys understand what it means to have a good time, because as the years go by, shout out to, once again, I got a chance to talk to Marlon, but I've seen you guys do the barbecue at his house, and I've seen you guys just having a great time with family. How important is family to you specifically?
Family is everything to me. That's how it's always been, and that's how it'll always be. You know, it's the source of our humor. It is our strength. It is, you know, it's everything. Family is everything.
And of course, you're a father, man. And a fun fact that everybody doesn't know is that your daughter is actually in a rock band, man. And it seems like the music bug has bit her. How does it feel to see your daughter progressing in her own right?
Oh, it's very cool, man. Because what's cool about Layla's story is she wanted to be a drummer since she was 2 years old. She came to me and said, "I want a drums." At 2 years old, I was like, "Really, baby? You want drums?" I want. We bought her a drum set, and she never stopped playing. And so she's been drumming ever since. And I've always listened to her play. It's soothing to me. Like most parents, you know, most people, when the drums are being banged on, you like, yo, please turn that down. Please stop. Not me.
Yeah.
Puts me to sleep. I've taken some crazy naps to my daughter playing the drums.
That's incredible, man. I love that. I love the fact that you're a father, man, and I love the fact that you're a man that knows, man, look, I got to be there present and I got to support my kids' dreams. I think that's inherently important. And being as successful as you are, before we go, please let people know, or the people who are looking to become in the entertainment field, what advice would you give them? What would you say to them, Shawn?
I would say work hard, educate yourself, study as much as you can, and go for it. And don't be afraid. You know, don't be afraid to fail, because failure is a part of success. You know what I mean? You can't learn nothing and become successful if you don't fail at it. So don't worry about failing. Just keep working hard and focusing on what you're doing, and you're going to be all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, words of wisdom from the one and only DJ SW1, aka Shawn Wayans. Brother Shawn, we thank you so much. Once again, let people know, we're going to do a promo, but I wanted to let people know how they can follow you and how they can tap in with you.
They can follow me on Instagram, the real DJ SW1 on Instagram. And that's pretty much the only thing I really use. So that's about it.
Perfect.